Welcome to LiveCast with AdziMagic.
And faux person.
Today we meet ACmmetric, a Twitch streamer who streams solely for charity. So sit back, relax and enjoy.
Don't forget to subscribe. Do it now! Do it now!
What, just now?
Yeah,
Just
go for it.
Oh, was expecting someone to happen? I don't know why.
No.
Hello, I'm ACmmetric. I'm on with AdziMagic and Phoebe on LiveCast. Oh, can I say LiveCast again? I realised that it sounded very posh.
Yeah.
Can I try that again?
So it's...
Yeah.
I try to keep it in with the same, everyone doing the same. So it's,
Okay,
hi,
yeah.
I'm ACmmetric and welcome to LiveCast with AdziMagic and faux person.
Cool.
Perfect.
Hi, I'm ACmmetric. And, do you know, would you believe I did a performance degree?
Yes.
And now I'm sat here like...
I've watched your streams. You definitely did a performance degree.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Give me the line again.
ACmmetric and welcome to LiveCast with AdziMagic and faux person.
Hi, I'm ACmmetric and welcome to LiveCast with AdziMagic. See? I can't even do that!
Honestly,
This has got in the bloopers. It's fine. It's fine.
I had to do this with Killerbot Dad and with
everybody.
Pepsi. They both had to have at least 2 or 3 goes, maybe even 4 goes.
Well, just had to mesh.
Right. Hi, I'm ACmmetric and welcome to LiveCast with AdziMagic and...
Faux person.
I'm sorry.
Yes, almost.
You can swear.
Almost.
She's going to swear more than you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
good. Faux
Person.
Faux person.
person.
Why have you got
right,
such a
okay.
stupid name?
No. Hi, I'm ACmmetric and welcome to LiveCast with AdziMagic and faux person.
Perfect. But I was laughing at the start.
Oh, you don't. Why? Okay, I'm going now. Hi, I'm ACmmetric and welcome to LiveCast with AdziMagic and faux person.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Oh, can I go now?
Awesome. Yeah.
Take it away.
Me? Am I taking it away?
Oh yeah, no, sorry.
I thought you were taking it away.
We're professional, I promise.
Very professional. Right, go.
I completely believe you.
Yeah. I mean, I might just put the whole thing on YouTube, even with
Please
the
do. No,
outtakes
please do.
first,
All the
I have no
bloopers,
issues with that.
everything.
rather than editing it, just everything.
Just
including
stick
it.
it on.
So, firstly, ACmmetric, welcome. Thank you for joining us on
Thank you very much
LiveCast.
for having me.
We're going to start off by...
So, about your name, how did you come up with ACmmetric?
So I came up with the name ACmmetric by combining my initials, which are AC, and the word asymmetric without the AC and the SASY. The reason I used that word is because I'm a disabled gamer, so I suffer from cerebral palsy, which kind of makes my body become asymmetric in a sense. Half of my body and the other half of my body are sort of 50% stronger and weaker than the other. So it just seemed right to kind of play on that, I suppose, as it were. I can use it to my advantage and kind of come up with a catchy name, which people seem to have caught on to, which is nice. But originally, the origin story from the AC side of things was way back when, about maybe 10, 12 years ago, I tried my hand at being an online DJ. So I was originally AC Remix. So back in the MySpace music days, I did my best to become the next David Guetta and evidently failed. Because you can't just add flanger to top 40 songs and think that you've remixed it. So that died a very slow death. But what happened was AC Remix kind of just became a tag for me. And then when I kind of got serious about streaming and things like that, it didn't really represent me as I'd got a bit older and as I kind of had fallen into understanding the disability side of things. It just made sense to come up with something a bit more me.
Oh, amazing.
I love that, yeah.
Yeah. And so, obviously, going on to the streaming side, how and when did you start?
So I started, it was last January.
Yeah.
I started it absolutely on a whim. I've always kind of enjoyed talking to people and sort of being around people and I think it was more I think there was some feelings about, the pandemic and things like that. I like to kind of stop
Yeah.
people from being around each other, and I wanted that outlet to be able to still speak to people. And I've always loved playing games, so it just seemed to be, just a good partnership between the two. And I started off using my phone camera and just recording the
Oh, wow.
screen of the TV that I was currently sat on. I think it's still sat somewhere on my profile. It was not nowhere near where I am now.
Yeah. What? So
But it was
literally putting your camera and recording your TV picture.
it was balanced on my collection of Harry Potter books.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic!
So I didn't even have like a what's it called? What are the words? What are these things?
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
A little
Tripod.
tripod, yeah,
That's
a
the
little
one.
stand.
Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't have one of those, so I had that. I had it leant against a roll of toilet paper, so it would lean up towards the TV.
That's genius.
So it was a really kind of very rough start to see whether it was something that I was interested in, and then about a week later, I bought a webcam, and I just kind of went with it, and I realised that I could very quickly just kind of plug it all through the console that I'm using. So it just made a lot of sense just to
Yeah.
kind of go from there. And it picked up very quickly. I was surprised at how fast kind of it developed, and I became
Yeah.
kind of felt like I became quite addicted to it quite early on.
Yeah.
And it was something that I was always thinking about and always wanting to do. So I felt like I kind of found a niche with it, and I'm kind of glad that I had that kind of trial and error period of, is it going to be for me? Is it not? It's something that I've just always thought about, but never really had the balls to do, I suppose. But I've done it now, and I've kind of never looked back from it.
That's amazing. And with so obviously you said it grew quite quickly. I heard you on your stream the other day talking about how you're going to put a streaming schedule together again. Obviously,
Yeah.
we'll cross that bridge later in the podcast about what you're going to do for the future. But you were saying then that you used to stream a lot when you first started.
Yeah, so I work full time, so I could only really stream on an evening, but I found that I was streaming as soon as I got home from 5 right through to midnight, Monday to Sunday.
Wow.
And it was a lot at the time, but I think it was because it was new and it was exciting, and I was kind of,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
just wanted to do it as much as I possibly could because I was so excited about the prospect of what might come on the next stream and what might happen in the next one and that kind of thing. And I didn't really understand the kind of ins and outs of the whole process because all I was doing was putting my camera on and playing a game. It wasn't kind of the understanding of what Twitch was about behind it.
Yeah.
But I realised over the course of a couple of months, as much as I was enjoying it, I was losing interest in the games that I was playing, and I was losing interest in. I kind of burnt myself out a little bit.
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
was so consistent with it, and it was great because it was reaping loads of rewards. Like I think I hit affiliate in like 15 days or something crazy.
Wow.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I think it honestly felt a bit like a whirlwind the first couple of weeks because I just
Yeah.
didn't expect to just hit the ground running, as it were, and then I kind of just crashed with it, and I just went, okay, this has been great, but also I don't do anything else.
Yeah. So how many
I go
months in
to
was that?
When was that? Sorry,
How many months into streaming was that?
I think it was about 3 or 4,
Wow.
just before summer of last year. So I was kind of very consistent with it, and it just became too much, and I took a step back for a couple of months. Actually, I didn't stream for a while, and it sounds very dramatic, and I wasn't like retiring or leaving forever or anything like that, but I just needed time to
Get
just to
your life back.
reevaluate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just to reevaluate kind of where I wanted to go with it and how I wanted to continue, because working a 40-hour week job and then having commitments outside of it as well, it means that it's a lot of things to balance.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy, but
That seems to be a common theme in speaking to like all the interviews so far. Everybody said about getting the balance right between, and obviously certain commitments that you have to, if you make a commitment to Twitch, then you kind of have to neglect other things in the short term for long-term gain.
Definitely.
absolutely.
Yeah. So we'll talk about your channel. I've made a podcast rookie error, and I didn't check them today. But when I last checked, you had 715 followers. Is that still correct, or is
I'm down by 1, but yes,
Oh.
740.
someone unfollowed?
Yeah.
That happened to me on stream like the other day. I literally lost a follow while I was streaming. I was like, oh my god!
Oh, that happens to me occasionally. Oh, I'm like, literally, what have I done wrong here? Like, what is
Like,
it?
I'm on stream!
Why do you hate me? I just want you to love me.
It's interesting that's come up though, because I feel that it has something to do with kind of that high point that I was at the start of my stream, in that I got like I mentioned, I wasn't particularly clued up about the whole process and kind of what was going on. So about 4 or 5 months into the stream, I had someone, a first time chatter, who came in, and all of a sudden I went up 300, 400 followers, and I was just like, what's just happened?
Yeah.
Like, there was chatters in the chat all the time, and you know, people were following non-stop for like 2 hours, and I couldn't get my breath back for all the thank yous and everything that I was kind of giving out. But when I went back afterwards and realised is that someone had spam botted me.
Okay.
So I was like, oh my goodness, you know, I've gone from like 100 to like 550 followers overnight. It's crazy. Like, you know, this could kind of continue, and what if it does continue? And then I kind of looked back and I checked a couple of their profiles, and the common denominator in is that they had no followers and they just created accounts. So someone had come in and been a bit of an arsehole, to be honest. And kind of gone, oh, you know, here's someone who's trying to build a channel and who's trying to sort of do something that he's interested in. Let's just go and, quite frankly, shit all over it and just kind of go, I'm going to do this now and make him feel really happy for 2 hours. But I was smart enough to look back and go, because I've noticed that, because at my most followers, I think I had about 1,200, 1,300.
Wow.
But over the last sort of 6-7 months, that gradually disappears.
Yeah.
So I suspect it's just a lot of deactivations, and it's a lot of Twitch kind of removing the accounts that don't have activity very often.
I was going to say,
I've kind of adjusted to the whole, oh, I've lost a follower, or, you know, and I took it very personally to start off with, and I kind of went, I don't really know what it is that I'm doing. I feel like I'm making really good content, and I feel like I'm kind of providing a good, you know, outlet for people to come and talk and things like that. But it was when it all kind of clicked together, I went, it's just from that one stream, I think, that I'm just losing those bot things. But I don't care. I'd rather have 2 followers and they be genuine than have 3,000 and then not be real, because it just makes it accounts to, if you've got 5,000 followers but you've got 2 people in your chat, then it doesn't balance out, really, does it?
No, exactly. That's, I mean, it you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? I still do it even with live views. Like, if I'm on, like the other day I was on 11 and I was like, yeah, I haven't been in double figures for ages.
Same.
And then it dropped to like 9 and I was like, right, what have I done that's upset those 2 people? Why have they? Because, you know, when you get to a certain size, like when you watch someone like Killerpod Dad, for example, when people leave his stream, they say goodbye. But obviously when they leave my stream, and I don't know if it's the same as you, they just go.
There's a lot of lurkers.
Yeah.
A lot of people just in there, they see if they like you, and then they just leave, and you're like, whoa, why did you even come in? Like, what is the point? Yeah.
I feel like, you know, when you've turned up at the wrong venue for something, and you're like, oh, whoops, I didn't want to come here, sorry. And you try and just exit slowly. But little do they know we're watching that little viewer number go up and down.
I've come to occasionally just turn it off.
Yeah, I should do.
I did the same.
I shouldn't, because I like, you know, that excitement of, I haven't been in double figures for ages, so it's nice to, and you go through periods. I think it just is a natural thing where you go through periods of, sometimes there are periods where you just don't get many people in, and sometimes you have weeks where you're getting, you know, upwards of double figures, and it's great. But sometimes I just turn it off and I go, I'm just streaming because I want to stream, and if people want to come in the chat and have a conversation, then they can. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh, well, I'm not going to talk now because no one's watching me. I'll just talk to myself. It's fine. I do it all the time anyway. It's fine.
That's why I say, like, she's perfect for streaming, because the amount of times I used to walk past her room and I'd be thinking she's talking to someone, and I'd knock on her door and go in, and then she's just talking to herself.
I'm just talking to myself about some random thing.
For me, I'm terrible, because I can't get myself out of that viewer's mentality. So if I'm on 1 or 2 or 0, I'm like, less active. And then
Yeah.
as soon as the numbers start to go up, I'm like, oh, hello, I better start talking.
I'm a streamer. Look at me.
Posture check. Have a little water. Hello.
Yeah, and you get lost in game a lot. It's harder when you're playing like proper. Like I play lots of sandbox games. So they're easier to just chill and you can talk to people. But when you're in like a full like war zone or something like that, it's hard to just
Absolutely.
sit and be like, oh, hello, kitty girl number 27. Yeah, lovely to see you while you're getting killed. So
I think I've seen her in my chat as well.
Bot follower.
Yeah, it's probably one of those from that time.
So, you play Fortnite on stream. Obviously, I've only been following you for a short while, so I haven't seen. Do you play any other games, or are you solely Fortnite?
See the Mario behind you?
Because obviously, I can see. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just a big geek, really, to be honest. I do occasionally. I try not to be consistent with Fortnite because I would like to be seen as a variety streamer as opposed to someone that does stream Fortnite. But it's difficult to find a game that I know people are going to want to watch.
Yeah.
An example of people, I had a couple of people DM me and say, "Are you going to stream Hogwarts Legacy when it comes out?" And I just was upfront with them. I said, "I'm probably not going to because it's the one game I think I've been excited about for such a long time.
Yeah.
I don't, without sounding harsh, I don't want to share that excitement with everyone else. I kind of want to keep it for myself."
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And I understand that it kind of blew Twitch up when it came out. So I feel kind of, now looking back at it, I may have missed an opportunity to kind of branch out a little bit. But it's just trying to find that balance of being able to enjoy that game as opposed to, because I still enjoy Fortnite and I still play it in my spare time, but it's just an easy game because I know people enjoy watching it. And it's where most of my views come from. I've tried streaming Call of Duty, I've tried streaming FIFA, I've tried streaming Rumbleverse when it was a thing. I've kind of gone through a lot of games where I've tried, and similarly, coming back to what we were just saying, the viewer count just wasn't there. So my enthusiasm for streaming that game then wasn't there.
Yeah.
So I do try is the answer. But, you know.
Yeah, because variety.
What you know, I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, variety streaming is really hard, isn't it? Like, you see, I don't know how the super big channels that of variety streamers get so big, because I was discussing this in the Pepsi interview, where if you stream a variety of different games, some of your viewers only want to watch you because you're playing that particular game. And there's a very small proportion of viewers that like you and want to watch the game for you. So, or they don't care what game you're playing, they just want to engage with you. So it's difficult to grow, because certainly I call myself a variety streamer. I play 2 games, Warzone and Fortnite. Now Minecraft as well.
Apparently.
So 3, that's technically, but I play games I enjoy.
Yeah.
And also play games because I play them with my kids. So I guess I'm lucky that as a variety streamer, I've got a niche because I can play with my children as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Which we've had a lot of compliments about, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely. It's something that people seem to really enjoy, that aspect of playing together, old and young.
But obviously,
the side eye there was outrageous.
From what you were saying about streaming variety, I totally get what you mean, because also Twitch has got all the analytics, isn't it? So you can see how many average views you get for whichever game, and you're like, oh, how interesting, that game gets me more viewers, and then you want to play that more. But obviously, if you enjoy Fortnite, and you're decent at it by the looks of it, I need to get a game with you at some point. Get on one of your streams.
I mean, I think decent was a strong compliment. But,
above average.
Yeah, I'll take above average. I think decent would be just the peg too high for me. But yeah, let's do, absolutely. Yeah, I could do with some more people to carry me to the win, so that'd be awesome.
No, that's good. Well, I wanted to move on to charity. What I mean by that is, obviously, from what I know of you so far, pretty much everything you do is for charity. So, you're because I didn't even know you could because you haven't turned off your subscriber badge, but you've changed it so it's primarily is the charity first, and then if you want to subscribe, you have to kind of go through like a little menu. It's quite difficult to work out. So talk to us about, you know, your thought process, well, not your thought process, but your charity side of your streaming.
Of course. Before we start, I suppose it would be useful for you to be aware that I don't know how to turn off my subscriber button. I've been looking for it for ages. So if you can tell me how to do that, that would be great, because, you know.
I don't think you can.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, when I first started streaming, I wasn't a non-profit streamer. I was just a streamer. And going non-profit was kind of what dragged me out of that funk, I think. It kind of helped me to realise that I've never been money orientated or anything like that. It never appealed to me, that side of things of, I really want to make money or make a living off this. I just want to do it because I want to have fun and enjoy myself. And I kind of reinvented that by introducing this non-profit side where I was playing games, and if people wanted to do a version of subscribing, if they could just use the money or the subscription that they would do from that and donate it to charity, then it's just a win-win. So I started that I initially started it in November when I took part in Movember, and it just allowed me to not have to shave my beard off, which was awesome. It was just a very good get out of jail free card, which kind of turned into kind of what I am now. So doing Movember really made me feel good and really made me remember why I enjoyed streaming so much, and it kind of reignited that kind of fire, and I wanted to carry on doing that. So I moved into December and January and so on and so forth, and it's a rolling thing. So every month I'll pick a new charity, or I'll ask people what charity they want me to represent, and I'll contact the charity and ask if they've got any fundraising opportunities or anything like that. So if anything I can do, I can help with, that's great. I mean, I think in 6 months, I totalled it up earlier today, we've raised £600 for
that's brilliant.
6 different charities. So
that's great.
That's amazing.
It really is just it just seems to go hand in hand for me, and I love what I do when I'm streaming, and the fact that I can support, you know, Samaritans and Scope and you know, all the other ones. Next month I'm supporting the Dogs Trust.
Oh wow.
So that'll be an interesting one. There's a little exclusive for you, because I've not told anyone that yet. Not quite as exclusive as the baby gender, but you know,
the gender reveal. Yeah, you're not having a baby and can tell us the gender.
No. Don't be giving the missus any ideas.
No.
So it just kind of made me remember why I wanted to do it, and I've always kind of given to charities anyway, but to be able to do it on a larger scale is just a no-brainer for me.
That's amazing, because I subscribed to your channel, but I only desperately tried to find the subscriber button because I was fed up with all the adverts, because obviously because you're an affiliate, you get tons, sometimes up to 9 adverts.
It's crazy. Yeah.
So every time I join your stream, I'm like, you only see a snippet of like a split second, and then it goes, all right, there's loads of adverts. I'm like, no, I'm subscribing because I just can't deal with that. But
absolutely fair.
It's unfortunate, like you said, you can't turn the subscriber button off and turn adverts off, and just
to literally be.
I wonder if that's something that Twitch might look into one day, because I really admire you for that. And you did a one-off stream the other day for Leeds Mind, didn't you?
I did, yeah. So they approached me last Sunday. They followed me. I didn't see it while I was streaming, and then they jumped into the chat about 10 minutes later and said, "We like your stuff. Do you want to represent us and work with us next Sunday? Because we're doing a sort of gaming marathon over the weekend." And I said, absolutely. And they sent the stuff over, and we kind of went from there.
Amazing.
I think they've raised £4,000 that weekend, and I was I think I was one of 20 streamers that got involved.
Yeah.
So it was amazing to be involved, and it was
great.
Yeah, it's nice to kind of have people recognise what I'm trying to do, and
100%.
follow me for those reasons, and not just because. And yeah,
definitely.
That's awesome.
So
go on.
Yeah, do you have any plans for the future? So what is next? What is your next step? And
other than the Dog Trust, you know, what are you?
So I'm kind of trying to branch out a little bit. I'm still figuring out the technical side of things because, as I stated earlier, I'm very much a plug in and play kind of guy. If the camera works, great, I'll put it on. I don't do overlays and things like that. I think a lot of people have asked me, why have you not got any overlays or any fancy sound effects or anything like that? And I don't. For me, it's just I feel happier just having the cleaner setup. But I'm completely ignoring what you've just asked me, so I'm going to move over again.
No, you can talk about that. That's absolutely
fine. I've just had a lot. Occasionally I've had people go, oh, well, you can get overlays, and you can get sound alerts, and you can do this and you can do that. And I stream from my Xbox. I don't have a gaming PC. I don't do any of that.
No capture card or anything. Literally,
no capture card, no nothing. Okay. It's just I plug my camera into my Xbox. I plug my mic into my Xbox, and I have an adapter that allows it to work both. And that's kind of the extent of it, with the exception of an obsession with neon lights, which I've been told I'm not allowed to buy any more of. We'll see. Maybe that's what the future holds, more neon lights. But yeah, it's the future. I'm trying to branch out, so I kind of teased on my socials the idea of a podcast recently. I've kind of brand named it Metric Mates. So there's a play on from what I'm doing, and I'm also trying to. I'm testing out, I suppose, the mobile gaming world. Playing mobile games through Metric Mobile. So I'm kind of toying with names and toying with ideas, and there are a few things in the pipeline that I haven't quite finalized yet, but there's things that I like knowing that even after this period of time I've been streaming, I'm still trying to find consistent ways to do something new or to try and bring a new audience in, because I am aware that after a certain period of time, streaming from an Xbox on Fortnite and doing the same thing every couple of nights can get a bit stale for people, and I want to reach out to other people, which is why I started the charity streams and why I'm trying to get into mobile gaming and podcasting and things like that. So there are things there, whether they materialize is another story, but
that sounds great.
Because you were talking about your Metric Mates podcast in your stream, the first stream I came into actually. And that sounds like a great idea, because the idea behind it was literally just you and your mates chatting about gaming stuff. So I did. I mean, obviously, I love listening to podcasts, and I've been on a few, and I was like, I want to start my own. I want my own podcast. And it is a lot of, it's hard work, but I love getting the chance to do this, to talk to different people, and obviously find out about you.
Well, it might sound incredibly cringy, and it's not supposed to, but this was a big honor for me. Like, for you to ask me to be here it is like a highlight for me, because it's just not something I would have expected people to be bothered about. Do you know what I mean? It's
I know what you mean.
Like, I do the streams, I do that, but I don't really expect it ever to be able to do things like this. So I really do appreciate the opportunity to kind of just talk.
Well, you're very welcome. I mean, the similar in the sense of, like, I'm very honoured and privileged to have you on, because it's the one thing that I underestimated was just how difficult it would be to find streamers that would be interested in being interviewed, and you are the first that's being interviewed by both of us. Obviously, the other two didn't get Phoebe; they only got me. Poor buggers. So obviously, yours is going to be way more interesting.
Yeah, definitely.
Interview wise, but I mean, like we were discussing before, with like your charity stuff, it's so different. I've seen lots of streamers, obviously they do charity streams, but they don't dedicate their whole channel to being charity based, which is one thing that I thought, props to you. That really is amazing, because most of us are in it for the money, aren't we? I mean, that £89 I think I've earned in 2.5 years from Twitch.
You've spent so much money as well. You're in debt. You actually haven't made anything.
I think that £89 didn't even make a dent in how much I've spent trying to be a streamer. As you well know, obviously neon lights is your passion, and I guess they cost a couple of quid. And
I mean, to be honest, they're all very cheap Amazon dupes. I just,
there you go.
I've kind of tried to sit them so they look like they're very professional, but actually, there's a big load of wires just below me that you can't see. That I always make sure is not on camera. And I've currently got about 7 ring lights sat around me just to make sure that I can be seen in the dark.
So when did the neon light obsession start?
So it kind of started with my original setup. So I originally was streaming on my TV. I've since bought a desktop? No, a monitor. I've since bought a monitor and that's kind of developed, but I originally streamed from my TV on a beanbag. And I sat on a beanbag for the first 6 months, 7 months that I streamed, and I had a singular one, which I think was this one, on my bathroom door. Because it was the only place that I could hang it up without taking the paint off the walls. So I put that one up, and then I thought, oh, it looks a bit lonely, so I'll just get one more. And then it didn't become one more; it became 6 or 7 more. I was actually just looking at another one this morning on Amazon, so I feel like I need to find some sort of control over this. But yeah, it started over in one corner of the room, and it's kind of moved over to another because as things developed, I realised that 1, sitting on a beanbag is incredibly bad for my posture, and 2, it became unfeasible to kind of have a camera balanced in one area of the room and kind of get everything in. So I, as you say, that £50 or £60 that I've earned from Twitch went absolutely nowhere in investing in a new setup. So I've invested in a gaming chair and a monitor and of a little few things just to kind of make it feel more real, I suppose. And the neon lights kind of just came with it as time went on. But I think it does it makes me feel like it not necessarily sets me apart, because I know a lot of people have neon in their streams and things like that. But it's something that people might go, oh, I like his lights, I'll maybe go in and have a chat or something like that. And then they can find out. Yeah, exactly. So it helps them find out that I'm not, I suppose it's more of a dupe, I suppose. I'm not just neon lights. I'm kind of a nice guy that wants to chat and meet people. And exactly. Bright, shiny lights are a win for anyone in my.
Very nice.
And obviously I like the Mario's behind you as well. But so the one on your right shoulder, just behind that, is that just the letters AC?
Yes.
There you go. Yeah, because I've never seen that one on stream, because it's normally slightly further around. So because obviously on our camera we can see I've air.
Yeah.
So obviously that one actually says live on air.
Yeah.
To clear up any misgivings. But
I realised that actually about 10 minutes ago, and I was like, shall I slightly move it around just to make it more obvious?
Just reposition the loo roll.
Yeah. Oh, those were the days.
So, obviously, with the future, what we were going to go into was we talked earlier, and you touched on it in your stream. You said about putting together a schedule now. So what's that going to look like, or have you not kind of decided yet?
So I think my plan is to go back into streaming 5 days a week and doing Monday to Friday, but on different formats. So I mentioned earlier about wanting to dip my toe in podcasting and kind of trying out mobile gaming just to see if it's an area that people are interested in watching and things like that. So Monday I'd do my usual, Tuesday I'd maybe switch it up and do mobile gaming, and Wednesday I'd be a podcast, and I haven't set times and dates. I'm notoriously very bad for sticking to those anyway. I don't honestly think I've ever come to a stream at a time that I've originally posted on social media. Like it honestly, in my chat, it has become a running joke.
Yeah.
In that they're just like, so when I've posted on Instagram, people will comment and go, so if I've said 6 o'clock, they'll go, oh, so I'll see you at 7:30 then. And I go, it's not that bad. Like, it's 10, 15 minutes either side. Yeah, just,
Be kind.
I'm not getting paid for this. I do this out of the goodness of my heart. Leave me alone.
Got some washing to do.
Yeah. I have a life outside of talking to you people. But yeah, it's I need to. I mean, me and yourself had a discussion the other day. I'm currently not working on a laptop that it belongs to me.
Yes.
So I mean, I haven't stole it. I'm not a thief. But it's a work-based laptop. So it just means that there are certain things that I can't access because of administration policies and things like that. So that is kind of number one priority for me, because it allows me to have that freedom to maybe use things like Streamlabs and kind of other things like that for podcasting and things like that that aren't necessarily accessed using the system that I've got. So there are things in the pipeline, but the schedule is not there yet, is what I'll say.
Good.
It's as and when I have time and I have the motivation, and I lived so vicariously through a schedule in the first couple of months that it kind of became my enemy for a while, and I got so fed up of I have to do it from this time to this time that I was just like, I'll come on, I'll make people aware that I'm going to be on this day. So there's kind of a schedule there in a sense that I'll post maybe 24, 48 hours before on Instagram or Twitter or something like that and say, I will be live on this day at this time, which, as we've said, isn't going to be that time or that day probably. The chances are you're going to see me.
People know-ish.
Yeah, you'll see me at some point. Is maybe what I should tagline my streams. Yeah, I might be there. I might be off making a cup of tea. I don't know. I'll see.
I like that though, because then everyone can go, oh well, he's definitely going to stream. We'll just wait for that notification to come through. It could be any moment.
I feel like I actively need to tell people, please turn your notifications on, because that is the only way you'll really know whether I'm online or not. If you don't have that, then you're about as good as I am, because I don't know when I'm going to be on or not. So.
That's fair enough. Are you on tonight?
No.
Not tonight.
I was intending to be, but I've pushed back due to this, because I wanted to give this my attention, and then I could. Again, I've got no schedule, so why not?
Do it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll see what the future holds. Immediate future holds. Straight away. Right, so we got to that time in the podcast where we'll ask you to do a pitch for yourself, so for people to listen. Before we do that though, I wanted to ask you about, do you do any content creation or any other, are you solely Twitch and then you obviously post on Instagram, you've talked about, and Twitter?
I kind of I don't have anyone that does it for me or anything like that. I do it all solely myself. So I'm on Instagram. I run a Discord that I created. I am on TikTok as well. And that's kind of it, I think. But I regularly post on all the channels, so I guess you could call me a content creator, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I enjoy doing it. I mean, I've always kind of had that kind of artistic side to me anyway, so it allows me to kind of, when I'm not streaming, still kind of put that out there. But yeah, I mean, the Discord was a bit like the streams in the sense that it ran like crazy for 6 months when I first started, and then it kind of died away a little bit. And I mean, I think we still got over 100 people sat in there, so it's a steady away Discord, and it does what it needs to do, and but content creator, I think, again, is a bar that I'm not quite at yet. We'll call it a part-time poster. Let's call it that.
Part-time poster.
That's fair enough.
Part-time poster.
I wanted to ask you as well, like, advice. So obviously Phoebes is just starting out.
Yeah.
And she's got a great mentor, obviously.
Of course.
In Killer Pod Dad, she watches regularly. But what advice would you, because so many people, obviously, I don't know if you get it, but I get quite a lot of people DM me, and quite a lot of people who will come into my stream and stuff, and they're obviously very, very, very early on, or just starting out, or wanting to start out, and I guess it's market research for them. They have a look at other streamers first, get to know them a little bit, see what they like, what they don't like. But what would your advice be to someone starting out?
I think probably top of the list, I would say, is just don't force it. Don't do it because you feel like you have to, or because you feel like you want to fit into a certain niche, or be someone that you're not. Be entirely yourself online. I know it's hard to do sometimes because of the way social media and things is nowadays, and your filters and all that carry on. I'm not going into that because I'll just rant for hours. But it's
just try to be authentic.
Be authentic. Don't underestimate how easy it is to reach people just by having a camera and a microphone to talk to someone. You don't. I mean, this is from my I suppose perspective and opinion, is that you don't need to have the bells and whistles and the flashes and all this to kind of create connections with people, and if that's what you're trying to do, then there's nothing stopping you doing that from just being yourself and not putting on a show and trying to be bigger than what I think you want to be at that particular time. So really just have fun with it and just find where you sit and find how you want it to go, and don't let anyone else dictate how that is. And things develop, and I never thought that I'd get to where I was, put it that way. I absolutely did not. Then you will inevitably, I'm sure a lot of streamers have had periods where they've gone, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, and it kind of becomes, you might hit a wall where you go, I don't know if it's for me. But listen to yourself when you do that. Don't force yourself through it because you feel like, oh well, I got affiliate last week, so I really have to carry on, or people are constantly in my chat. So it's you fundamentally that you need to look out for, and you that you need to realize that you're not doing it. You do it for other people's enjoyment and entertainment, but you're doing it for yourself to give you that outlet and that enjoyment of what it is that you do.
I love that.
Yeah.
Very, very insightful. Very good as well.
Thank you.
I'm impressed.
Oh well, it happens occasionally.
Well,
Yeah.
it's fine. Well, I'm going to stop fanboying in a minute. So yeah,
please continue. But
Just love it. All the praise.
Yeah. So obviously, tell us where we can find you online, and do a little pitch to say, come see me if you wouldn't mind.
Of course. So, well, before I guess we're coming towards the end. Is this why this is happening?
Yeah.
Yep. Just before I kind of plug anything, just again a big thank you to you guys for letting me come on.
Oh, I appreciate you.
Letting me
You're
have
very
this.
welcome.
Well, it's very kind of you. You've been a fantastic co-host. If no one's told you yet,
Oh,
I definitely haven't told you that, evidently. So,
No.
yeah, I'm telling you now. Yeah. So you primarily can find me on Twitch at ACmmetric. I'm also on Instagram at ACmmetric_gaming. TikTok is just ACmmetric. I don't have a schedule as previously discussed, but that is in the pipeline. So keep an eye out for. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, is that a promise?
That's a promise. I promise. At some point in the near future, there will be. It's ironic because I posted a schedule on my Instagram a week ago and I've completely ignored it. Completely ignored it. So I don't know why I do it. I feel like I have these bouts of motivation where I'm like, right, this is the week.
What I'm gonna do.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it all this time, and I've done a week, and I've done none of the schedule sessions that I was supposed to.
Absolutely not.
I need someone needs to sit me down, I think, and tie me to this chair and go, you said you'll do this, so go and do it. But where's the fun in that?
Yeah. You gotta have some variety. You can't just always have a schedule. You've got to have some randomness.
Yeah, exactly. You got to do it spontaneously sometimes.
Yeah.
Makes it more fun.
Yeah, well, there's no point in sticking to the rules. There's no point. But yeah, I'm on across the socials that I mentioned. I will plug again that I don't make any profit from what I do. I rely solely on donations, and it's really been fulfilling for me to have the opportunity to spend the last 6 months and raise, like I mentioned, about £600 for charities is something I never expected to be able to achieve in such a short period of time, just because it's people's money at the end of the day, and it's times are hard and things aren't easy, and to have the opportunity to have a community and a base where people want to support charities that I'm trying to help. A lot of them have been through personal friends who have had experiences with the charities and things like that. So it really kind of helps my motivation if I know that it's directly related to a personal friend or family friend or something like that. So I always try and stay quite close to home with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm here. I will be here sometimes, maybe not the others. I like what I do, and I'm going to continue to do so. There's no blockades at this particular time. So go and follow me, please. Just so you can come and see me. Even if you just want to see the lights, it's fine. It's okay. You know, I maybe turn them off as times get hard, but you know, it's fine. I won't really, despite what my partner might want me to do. But yeah, that's kind of me. I don't know if there's anything else that you had in mind.
No, that's perfect. Like, because that is you.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I'm a bit scatty and a bit kind of, you know, you never really know what you're gonna get. Is kind of what I'm gonna end with. I think, you know. Yeah. I mean, not in a weird way. Like I'm not, you know, like weird, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
We know what you mean. Don't worry.
I mean, that's all well and good, but I don't know whether the people who are going to listen to this are going to know what I mean. They're going to be like, "Who's this creep?"
Well, yeah. I mean, I'll say because you are. How long would you live the other day? It was like 6 hours, something like that. Because he got to like 2 hours, and you were like, "God, this is a long stream." So I don't normally get to about 2 hours, and I'm getting a bit tired, and I feel like I'm just going to end now.
Same with me.
4 hours later, still streaming.
Well, I notoriously just do like 2 hour streams because I'm just like I'm so tired.
Yeah.
But like occasionally, I've done a couple of 12 hours, and they were. I think once you get over the hump of it, and you kind of get towards the sort of 9-10 hour mark, you kind of just know that you just got to push through.
Yeah.
But I try as often as I can to do 1 12-hour stream a month for the charity, so I can really focus on that day as being the main donation day.
Yeah.
But I haven't over the last 2 months for obvious reasons. So yeah,
getting back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was a good stream, and do you know what? I was obviously in it and out of it, and in it and out of it, and it was quite funny because. I think I wrote in your chat at some point whilst you were off making a cup of tea saying, "Has he gone again?" Because obviously you love your Yorkshire tea.
I do. As a man from Yorkshire, I can't help myself.
Yeah.
And it really does push me through. Even the quietest of streams, I honestly feel like it's what people drink Monster for.
Yeah.
Or people drink like energy drinks for to get that extra boost. I only need that amount of caffeine to kind of get me to the level that I feel like some people need full-on energy drinks for. I dread the day. Maybe I'll just drink energy drinks on a stream one day. I'll be terrified of what would happen.
Just bouncing off the walls.
Yeah.
I have an obscene amount of energy normally, so then add considerable caffeine in it. I think I'm going to do that.
Just doing an energy drink stream.
That should be one of your goals for if you hit one of your goals as a charity. Be like, yes, we hit like
for every £2 donation, I'll chug a Monster.
Yes,
but you should also mix them as well. You know, why not? If you're going to do it, go hard or go home. I'd say.
Well, exactly.
Have a Red Bull, Monster, get them all in there.
Why not? I think it's
do a rating stream. Like rate them all as you go.
Not sure about this one.
Yeah, well, you never know. I think it's helpful in that sense that my partner, she's a cardiac physiologist, so if things go wrong, then I'm all good.
Got someone there.
She can stand over you and laugh. Oh no, I mean she can help you.
No, she absolutely would. Before then, administering the desired needs to get me back to life.
Give a quick giggle.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but thank you so much for your time. I've really
thank you so much
for coming on. It's been awesome.
Oh yeah, so we're gonna have to edit this in about Jessie Girl because
of course,
we did. I did promise her that we would mention her on the podcast, and
no, you haven't.
No, we completely ignored her. So this is her moment.
I mean, if it wasn't for her, then I wouldn't have met yourself, and we wouldn't have gone from there. So.
No, exactly, and 100%. She messaged me and said, that she really enjoyed the podcast I did with Killer Bod Dad, and she loved it, and she said, I know someone that would be great for you to interview, and then mentioned your name, and then I think about an hour later, you followed me on Twitch, and I was
You're
like,
like, huh?
ACmmetric, hello. I was just talking about you. And then
Do you know
I think,
what that is? That's the ADHD for you.
yeah,
I'm gonna do it now.
Yeah, because if I don't,
I'll forget. I will forget.
100%. And so, and then obviously you streamed a couple of days later, and I think I came into your stream.
Yeah.
So yeah, it worked like that. So yeah, if you know, like, thank you, Jessie Girl, 816. I think it's 816. Pretty sure.
Maybe.
Yeah, she's now a mod on Killer Bod Dad stream.
Wow.
Just been promoted.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm still not VIP, but she gets mod. I don't get it. But yeah, so thank you, Jessie. But yeah, thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
I really
Anytime.
appreciate it.
Awesome.
Lovely.
Cool.
Well, I will see you on stream then.
If you do.
Yeah, maybe next year, maybe tomorrow, who knows?
Yeah, could be tonight. You
It
might
would,
surprise us all.
You never know. You never know. I'm going to go make a cuppa first before I do anything. So.
Well, Phoebes, I enjoyed that.
So did I. Thank you for watching.
Thank you
And
for watching.
You can watch the unedited, unedited
version
on
YouTube. And
YouTube.
if you're watching,
Not on YouTube.
Yeah.
Not on YouTube. Watch
Yeah.
the unedited.
Watch the uncut, unedited version on YouTube.
But they're watching it on YouTube.
Oh yeah, you are watching it on YouTube.
So it'd be on
So
Spotify. The
No.
uncut version on Spotify.
No, there's not an uncut version. The version on Spotify is cut. Like, is edited.
I mean a cut
Okay,
version.
thank you for watching the uncut. No. Thank you for watching the uncut, unedited version of LiveCast with AdziMagic.
And for person.
Yes, it's been a brilliant episode with ACmmetric, and don't forget, like, subscribe wherever those buttons are on your screen. Hit them now,
Do it.
please,
Please.
for more.
Please.
Bye.
That was awful.